platform should you buy it? And today I was actually going to have a different video for you guys, but I ordered a bunch of stuff online for the video that I was going to be in this place, and all of it got stolen out of my mailbox with all the rest of my mail and possibly credit card and debit card statements. So I've been having to deal with that for the past couple days. It is a annoyance. So don't be a dick and steal people's mail. I'm pretty sure my neighbors got their mail stolen too. But that's not what we're here for. Today I'm actually going to be talking about Apple Music versus Spotify. Now, if you don't know what either of those are, Apple Music and Spotify are two music streaming services. And you can pretty much get them on your phone, and then you can listen to music that is on their app without having to buy it. So that's just, if you don't know what music streaming is, that's kind of the gist of it. I'm going to be doing a little bit of background information on both apps slash companies, and then we're going to be kind of comparing them. I can't breathe or talk today. Comparing them side by side. So Spotify was actually created in 2008, and Apple Music actually came out 2014-2015. Now with Spotify, it came out in 2008 in the UK, but it took 3+ years to be released in the United States, and it came or was accessible in the United States in 2011. So it took about 3 years to become, I would say, global, which is kind of, I don't know. I mean, it is brand new service, so we can't get ahead of ourselves that much. Apple Music actually began as Beats Music, and that was in 2014, so that's why Apple Music kind of started 2014-2015. It was started as Beats Music in 2014 under Trent Reznor. If I'm saying that right, I'm probably not. But after only 4 months of it being live, Apple bought out Beats Electronics, and Beats Electronics owned Beats Music. You know, it's a small world. So after they pretty much bought them out, they got the rights to Beats Music. So the service was relaunched or renamed to Apple Music during pretty much their WD conference in June of 2015. So pretty much it just changed names because the company changed owners. After it was launched, it pretty much, they just merged more together than just being like taken over. So if you had a Beats account, then you had an Apple Music account. So these stats are kind of old, but pretty much when Apple Music came out, Spotify already had 75 million subscribers, whether that be free or premium, and then of course Apple really didn't have any. There was a huge controversy when Apple came out, if you don't know about the whole Taylor Swift thing. What it was pretty much is you get 3 free months of Apple Music when you, like their trial run. Well, during those 3 free months, Apple decided they weren't going to pay the artists the royalties from being listened to on the site. So a lot of people were actually pissed about that, and one person that was actually pissed about that was Taylor Swift. So she pretty much told Apple, fuck you, and she took her music off of Apple Music because she wasn't getting paid for those 3 months that it was in a trial run, and nobody else was either. A lot of people are saying she's just money hungry, but I feel like she was kind of sticking up for the little guy as well, because the smaller people who didn't have as much money, who couldn't really afford to not be paid for 3 months, were on there as well. And, you know, a lot of people wouldn't listen to them if they weren't on Apple Music. So that's kind of just like, but there was a huge controversy with that. So after Taylor Swift pulled her music from Apple Music when they began, then they decided they were going to pay people, and she decided to let her music be on Apple Music. So that was kind of a huge thing with Apple Music. That's like, you know, but that was kind of all figured out. Pretty much they both have the same song count with 30+ million different songs on both Apple Music and on Spotify. The cost is exactly the same. A single person subscription to Spotify is $9.99 a month, as well as Apple Music. If you're wanting to go to a family plan where you can share it with up to 6 other people, Apple Music is $12.99 a month, so that's not too bad for only $3 more. And then Spotify just pretty much gave that an option of having a family plan, and that's $12.99 as well. So cost-wise, of course, both services have a multi-tier system that you pay them on. They each have a free system and then a paid full subscribe system. So with Spotify is you can use it for free, but you cannot choose which songs you listen to. You can kind of choose like which station, kind of like with iHeartRadio and with Pandora, you can kind of listen to the genre you're wanting to do, but you can't choose which songs, you can't skip songs, etc. Apple Music is kind of the same way, but if then you go into their paid system and you pay the $9.99 or the $12.99, then you get to choose what songs. With Spotify, you can choose and you can make different playlists. You can also download those playlists and have them available offline. And you can do the same with Apple Music as well. So that way, they're kind of exactly the same. The one thing that I do not like about Apple Music in the whole paid system kind of thing is to use a family account. So like my sister and I, you know, we are legit sisters. Legit sisters. You have to set up a family iCloud account, which is fine. It's not like everything is shared, it's just certain things are shared. So I did that, and then I added Ethan to the account, and he accepted it. But how Apple Family iCloud sharing works is you have a main person on the account, so that's me, and then you have what is the easiest way to call children on the account. So it's mostly for families, which makes a little bit of sense. But on the iCloud account, anything that Ethan buys on his iTunes account now gets charged to my card. He can't have his own separate iTunes account and have music that he just buys himself. It automatically gets charged to my card. There is no way to turn that off. Which I guess kind of stops friends from sharing, but like, what about my sister? You know, what about my mom and me? I mean, I buy music from iTunes all the time, and you know, it just goes to my iTunes account. Well, now it's going to change because, like, I don't like that. I don't like how you have to do it like that. You have no way to turn that off and let them pay for each individual thing on their iTunes account. Even though, to have an iTunes account like that, you have to put in a separate credit card. They have to have a credit card on file with iTunes, even if they're on the family share. It's stupid to me. It really is extremely stupid that you have to do that, just so I can share a streaming plan with him. With Spotify, you don't have to do that. It pretty much just lets multiple people listen to it. If you try to have multiple people listen to it and you have a single person account, it will kick off the first person and then just start playing music you want to. So Ethan and I used to like kick each other off. It was pretty funny. I don't know, both of those, I like how Spotify does it, of course, with the family share, but with the Apple one, I just don't like how everything that Ethan now buys, now he rarely buys anything, but everything he buys is now going to automatically be charged to my account, and I can't change that. Which in my right mind is stupid. I should be able to take that off and say, you know, blah, 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 it must be charged to his card. I can make it to where I have to verify a purchase on my card, which I guess is kind of a way around that, but I still don't want it to be charged to my card. I know that works mostly with like families, with like smaller children. I don't know. Also, if you are on the iCloud family sharing plan, you can see where anybody in your family is, if their iPhone is on and like connected to the internet. You can see where they are at all times. You can make their phone ring, which I mess with Ethan a lot doing that now, and I know I'm going to regret it because he's going to get me back, but it's just, I don't know. I feel like that's somewhat of an invasion of privacy, not for Apple to invade my privacy, but me to invade his. I don't know. I just don't need to know where he is at all times. He is a grown adult, and I see that it is better for children like that, but then, I feel like adults are going to start pretty much tracking their children, and I feel like that just becomes a huge issue kind of thing. But platform-wise, or where you can actually listen to most of these, Spotify is pretty much on everything. Windows Phone, iPhone, computer, or MacBook, Windows, computer, etc. But Apple Music is only available on iPhone, iPod, Mac, and then PC computer. You cannot get Apple Music on a Windows phone or an Android phone, which I feel like is going to be a huge downfall for them, because then people are going to go to Google Music, because also Google Music and YouTube Red, you know, are kind of, you have one count if you have the other. So I feel like they're losing a big share of the market with people that like Windows or Android phones, but like MacBooks. Like I feel like they're just losing a lot of the market like that for people who don't like the way the iPhone runs, but like the way the MacBook runs. So if you're wanting a list of what everything is available on what platform, I will have a link down below where I have all of this written out for you on my blog, so you guys can physically see it, because I know this is a lot of information at one time. Overall, when Ethan and I were sharing Spotify, it was somewhat of a nightmare. Not a nightmare, but it was a pain in the way, in the butt. Only one person could listen at a time, and I would have to download the playlist. And for me, the platform didn't work very well for me. I believe the platform was built more like a Windows Phone kind of platform. And since I don't have a Windows Phone and I'm not used to that platform, I don't think I liked it. I did not like the platform. Adding music to it was super easy. I have Shazam, which I've just had it for years, and it used to be connected to Spotify, so if I Shazammed a song, I could add it to my Spotify playlist. That is no longer available, and it was pretty much, that part was scrapped from Shazam and taken over by Apple Music. So, you know, I can't do that anymore, which is, you know, because I like to do that a lot. I just don't like how Ethan and I had to fight with Spotify, listening with two people for so long, and now they finally came out with this family share plan because Apple Music came out with their family share plan. That should have been something that came out a long time ago. It is something that could have been very easily done. Just like Netflix has a family share and Hulu you can family share. It's something that nowadays a lot of people do, and it should have been done a long time ago, and they're only doing it now because I believe they're losing customers due to that problem. One thing, also with Spotify, that it just seemed very bulky. The layout for me did. I mean, I have to have an extra app for Spotify, which is fine. And then they have, like, if you're in home. Oh, well, this has changed. They just updated, so maybe that's why I didn't like it. But you pretty much used to have a scroll down, and you'd have to find your library, and then, like, you have your playlists, etc. So you can click on your playlist, and then you have all your playlists that you have made. Like, here is, like, recently played. So recently played, I played my Shazam tracks. Ethan's listened to Shinedown Boston. He's listened to his music playlist. Like, I can see all of that, which is great. But the one thing that used to be a pain, and I guess it's not anymore, is finding songs. You hit search, and then, like, let's say I search Skyfall, right? And it comes up with Skyfall, the album, and all the songs. But the one thing is, it doesn't really organize the songs, in my opinion, by popularity. So, like, when I search Skyfall in here, the first person that I believe should be first would be Adele. Number one, she's A, so if it's in alphabetical order, she should be first. And I believe her version of Skyfall is probably the most popular one on this streaming service. But it's not, so then I have to go into the album of Skyfall for Adele and find it there to where it shows the album, but not as a singular playable song. So, you know, and then it shows, you know, the artists and podcasts, etc. They have recently updated it, and I haven't been messing with it. They do have a radio service. It's not that good. The one thing I really, really like about Apple is the Apple Music's all built into the Apple, or the Music app. So you don't have to get another app on your phone if that's something that you want to, you know, that you don't like. And for me, now, Shazam might do this, but I think, or Spotify might do this, but since Ethan and I shared a Spotify account, I guess without having separate accounts, it might mix this in, and since he listens more than I do, then it might just be choosing his music. But for me, Spotify didn't really choose songs that I thought I'd like, and yeah, but with Apple Music, every day it gives me new suggestions that are actually based on stuff I've listened from their site. So the other day I listened to Kelly Clarkson, and now I have Kelly Clarkson's ballads, so I can listen to all of her stuff. Courage to Be Yourself, I was listening to the script a couple days ago on here, and then it kind of gives stuff like, oh, what you might like, you know, Kelly Clarkson, Theory of a Dead Man, etc., which is all stuff I like. So for me, I really like that. Of course, you know, it also will go through what you have on your phone and give you suggestions based on the stuff you have on your phone. So we have My Chemical Romance, which I'm a huge fan. Micah, Adele, Carrie Underwood, Nicki Minaj, NSYNC, Switchfoot, Linkin Park, etc. Those are all stuff that I really like, and I like how it does that. I also like how I can add music to a playlist from Apple Music and from music I've bought. I do buy music even though I have streaming, but I like how I can add music that I have bought and that's on the streaming platform to the same playlist. I really, really like that, and I wish Spotify had a way to do that, but I think since they're a third-party app, of course that's not going to ever happen, and for me, that was kind of the icing on the cake, deciding which one to stay with. We were with Spotify for probably about 3 years, since 2013, when they kind of became big and streaming did become a huge thing, probably about 3 or 4 years ago. So I have decided that I'm going to stay with Apple Music. Whether Ethan stays with Apple Music is a different thing. It would be cheaper if he switched to Apple Music and then we just have our family plan. But I like Apple Music a lot more. Ethan keeps all of his music on Spotify. On Spotify. So he doesn't buy or download any music onto his phone. But I do. So I think we are two kind of different people with different, not taste, different ways that we listen to our music. And I believe Spotify might be better for him. But I think Apple Music is better for me. There are a couple songs that I have on Spotify that I cannot find on Apple Music, so I'm just going to have to buy them. And I don't even know if they're on the iTunes store, but I will cross that bridge when I get there. So if you guys have any questions, comments, concerns on anything I talked about in this video or anything else you want me to do, I'm thinking about doing a Netflix versus Hulu kind of video like this because I do have Hulu without commercials. I do pay for that service since I don't pay for TV at my house. All I have is Netflix and Hulu. So I do pay for the premium part of Hulu, so I was thinking about doing a Netflix versus Hulu video. Of course, if you guys want to see that, make sure to leave that in the suggestions down below. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Don't forget, if you did miss any of this information, all of the stuff is typed out in my blog post, which I will have a link down below. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!